I ain't do no light check or nothing yet this morning. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, YouTube. Who we got? Crystal Clear. Thank you for coming through here this morning. I'm just the old girl with a coffee this morning, looking just to motivate a few people. I am excited. Today is Monday, and I got some exciting things going on for this evening. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. It's workshop day. Vision Your Journey workshop, I made a little mess, y'all. Got coffee everywhere, but Vision Your Journey workshop with Coach Tawanda, which takes place every first and third Monday. Every first and third Monday. So if you have not gotten your link I'm sorry, if you've not gotten your seat and ready to set yourself up for the new year, I don't waste coffee everywhere. Bless my heart. Then go ahead and click the link in the bio and grab your seat to the Vision and Goals workshop. We will be on Zoom this evening, but it is fine if you don't make this evening because we are on every first and third Monday at 7 p.m. Keisha, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. So I'm just here today and I'm just going to lightly motivate the space just to show presence, just to let you know that I am thinking about you, even on those days that I know I'm just going to come pass through for a moment. I just want you to know that you're special. I want you to know that you're awesome. I want you to know that none matter what you have been through, your story is still being written. And yeah, most definitely. That's it. That's what I want you to know. So as you pass through today, I just want you again to have an amazing day on purpose. My days of coaching on the space here is gonna shift just a little bit because I have some awesome things that's going on. Um and so it's gonna shift my energy and my attention just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes. Some awesome things. And when it gets back rolling, you'll see what I'm talking about. You will see what I'm talking about. Good morning, Miss Michelle. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose. Thank you for passing through. We just gonna cheer for you as you come through, Rashonda Billings. Thank you for coming through here. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose. William Hill, thank you for passing through. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose. It is Monday, and stay warm. Apple user, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. The man you, what that man you can't watch, yeah. Have an amazing day on purpose. I am so many moving parts today. Um, I'm who excited about Monday. Today's Monday is just proof. It's proof we're given another chance. Remember, we was on here, what it was. We was on here Friday, and just motivating the space. And Monday, what a great way to just start off. Who we got here? Candy Girl. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Shelly, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. I'm just here. I'm just here to make sure everybody that come through the name I see, I'm just gonna sit in silent prayer up for you. And I'm gonna wish you to have an amazing day on purpose. Next, Nicole, you better make sure you get out there and have an amazing day on purpose. I'm just here minding my business. I got my event this evening, so I'm just putting some things together. And while I do that, I just want to encourage the space. Christine, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Thank you for coming through. Stay warm today. I don't know what part of the world you in, but I'm over here in Huntsville, Alabama, and it's a little nippy out there though this morning. Then make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Um, Yes, nip out that door this morning. It's a little cold, baby. It's cold, baby. I'm so glad everything, anything I have to do today consists of me being on the inside of the house. I am not. I am not. I refuse to go outside. Miss Patricia, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. I'm just here to just as your name come across, I'm just gonna send a silent prayer, and I just hope you have an amazing day on purpose, lady, who that is, dot D, lady dot D. Thank you for passing through. You make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Like you walk through that thing like a boss. You is today, baby. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Every room you walk in, I want you to walk in that room knowing that you belong in it. And if you feel that room ain't for you, I pray that God give you the strength to leave it. But other than that, you make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Yes, yes, yes. On purpose, Daniel. Make sure you stay warm and have an amazing day on purpose. Mark, make sure you stay warm out there and make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for, I think. Good morning, Mr. Mark Davis. I know, right? I'm excited about this new week. I could have slept a little bit longer this morning, but I got on up at 4:30 just because so I can get that meditation and that little me time together. But honey, let me tell you, I could have used for some more. It's cold out there though. I don't like playing in that cold. Make sure I stay warm today, big baby. Who we got here? Andrew, thank you for passing through and having an amazing day on purpose. I, weekend, I mean this new weekend. Make sure you're having an amazing day on purpose. What got it? Somebody that came through here that I didn't miss. Let me just make sure y'all just tap that screen for Lady T just a little bit. Just a little bit. I hope everybody got their coffee. Make sure y'all are staying warm. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom. Sorry for your loss. I know that, but on this day, I know it's probably hurt a little bit, but I am so sure you have a lot of fun and awesome memories of her. So make sure you allow yourself to laugh through it today. Just for her, make sure you allow yourself to smile. Know that she's right there with you in the heart, most definitely. It's gonna be a great day on purpose. That's a great, just knowing and understanding that that's the best reason to have an amazing day on purpose. Yes, 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 yes. St. Louis. How's the weather over there? Is it cold over there, Mark? Because it's deep over here, baby. It's cold. I want to go in there and get back under them covers, honey. And then I'm so extra. I have me about 2 blankets and then I sleep on the heating pad because it be cold and I don't have time for it. Who just came through? I can't see the name, but whoever you are, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. That's just your cheer for the day. I don't care what it looks like, what you're going through. Today is going to be a great day. It is the top of the week, a great time to go ahead and start looking at the week and see what you're gonna be doing to make an impact, to make a difference in your life. You understand, Robert? Make sure you're having an amazing day on purpose. Cold down here, 11 degrees. Yeah. Let me see. And then they talking about it's gonna be rain. What the mugger? I ain't worried. Like I intentionally like Mondays are my days where I just kind of I be feeling like I be needing rest after the weekend, although I don't do nothing on the weekend. Bless my heart. Bless my heart. It's 14 degrees here. 14 degrees in. They say it may warm up just a little bit, but it's 14 degrees here in Huntsville. There's no need. There's no reason for me to be outside this house. Emerald, I hope I said that right. You make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Be warm. Stay warm out there. Stay warm. Stay warm, baby. I'm telling you. Cause Coach Wanda is. I ain't. Listen, I got my heater, my blanket, my coffee, which I really want to warm it a little bit more, but I ain't finna walk over there to do so. So we just gonna let it do what it do, and that's what it's gonna be. Everything I gotta do today is gonna consist of me being right here at this house, and I'm okay with that. I am. I had to go out one time yesterday, and oh my goodness, I had to go show a unit yesterday, and baby, if it wasn't for that money and me having to go out there and show that apartment so I can get that thing rented, baby, I would have been in the house. I thought I was sick. And then that young lady came out there, 14 degrees. No, it was 19 at the time. She done came out there, short sleeve shirt on, no jacket. And I done act like I'm her whole mom. I said, where's your coat? Go put a jacket on. No. And she's like, lady, I'm just trying to rent your apartment. I don't need you to tell you what to do. It was cold. I couldn't stand it. User 927-0078-2460. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Yeah. I looked out the window. I opened my blinds yesterday and looked out that window. It looked cold. So guess what I did? Close the blinds back up. Nosy nurse, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Oh, I don't know. Somebody gonna pass through this live, and I just want you to know that what you're becoming requires you to let go of what's familiar. There's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to reevaluate. Me and one of my clients was talking the other day about, that whole fear of letting some things go. T-Hood to your hood. You make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. And we was talking about some things, some letting go things, and she's like, but it just seems so hard, baby. Growth often asks you to release in order to move forward. I just want somebody to know that, Miss Tasha, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Yes. I just want you to know that. I'm glad I did shook my little tail feather on Saturday, because baby, if me getting out, I had an amazing time Saturday night. I had a great time Saturday night. I don't know what y'all did this weekend. I'm usually in the house. I am Juicy Fifi. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. But I went to a ball, well, a little shindig Saturday, and I really enjoyed myself. And baby, let me tell you, Coach Tawanda put that on. Let me tell you, I ain't post no pictures, nothing. I didn't, but baby, I was cute. I said, girl, you better stop and keep on going. I'm cute just on my regular days with my jeans and my tights and my sweatpants, because that's what I'm comfortable in. But baby, let me tell you, when I put that shit on, I put that shit on. And it was on this weekend. It was on, but yesterday, baby, when I came and took that stuff off, and yesterday I said, oh no, you will not catch me out the door. Ain't no need for me to be there. I am glad whatever went down Saturday, because baby, let me tell you, I hibernate. I intentionally hibernate. You're not gonna catch me out there then trying to come in and warm up my blood. No, we ain't. Cleo, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Y'all, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to call myself doing a little work. I do work sometimes. It may not look like it to some people that know me, but I do a little something. I want somebody gonna pass through here today, and I want you to know that your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't even entered into yet. I want you to go with that for today. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't even entered into yet. I want you to go ahead and start declaring over your life that there is divine alignment. It's pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being told that a while ago, and at some point in time, you know what I'm saying? I've never been the one to have a lot of drama around me. I've always been that little peacemaker. And I've had some people don't like me, but that's their business, not mine. It wasn't anything intentionally of myself. And so I never had that thing of people just, speaking ill or what have you. But baby, I've had my name spoken in rooms. And I've had my name spoken in rooms that of somebody, it's going to say a lot of drama. It wasn't the most tasteful, what have you, in just speaking of me, I'm saying, shifted some things in the atmosphere. So I want somebody to know that I don't care what it looked like, what it feels like, what somebody done said or didn't say. There is a room right now that your name is being spoken into. In that room that your name is being spoken into, it's just going to change some things in your life. So I want you to just go ahead and remember that today. And while you're remembering that, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Stop down the path that you're on. You've been praying for a certain thing, and I want you to stop doubting. And this is not the season where you're going to doubt it. This is the season that you're going to walk proudly and you're going to walk boldly into it. Is yours. Your name and your position, your situation is already being prepared. Right now, it may seem as if it's just hard. It may seem like it's just a lot. It may seem like you're just drowning just a little bit. I just want you to know that thing is strengthening you, sweet baby. Don't get tired yet. Even if you get a little tired, because that's the human in us, gonna get a little real rest sometimes. I need you to stay faithful. I need you to stay faithful in this season, because this is just a test. We gonna see how bad you really want it. The enemy gonna come and gonna try to mess some things up. I want you to just stand on it, knowing that today you're gonna have an amazing day on purpose. This day moving forward. Why? Because you got to make it to those rooms where your name is being mentioned. Many times I just wanted to give up. Many times I wanted to stop. Baby, let me tell you, 2021 came. When I say that thing swooped me up and about spit me out, everything you could think of was taking place. It was crazy. It was like, when I say straight survival mode, I felt like for a moment I was surviving. It was just a lot. I also looked at it, you look at those moments where it seems like you've taken loss. And when I say, I had some L's, baby, it was some lessons. Is that Eden? Edna, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. It was some lessons. My L's was lessons, baby. They wasn't lost, they was lessons. But back in 2021, I've always had some hurdles I had to jump over. That was just what life presented to me. But I realized, that I had to build resilience in that space. Well, that's what it was building for me. It was building resilience, raising yourself since the age of 15. Baby, you're going to go through some stuff, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the journey. But 2021, baby, when that separation came, when the family issues came, when the identity theft came, when loss of income, like when I say everything went from looking like it was okay to looking like, Lord, what? And there was some little moments up in there where something, I had to go in that prayer closet on some things. But however, everything just took a really, really hit the head right there at that moment. And I look back at that moment now, and we in 2025 rolling into 2026. I am so grateful. I am. I'm grateful for those that showed their face, that showed themselves in that moment. I walked out of that space. Well, when I sat in that space, I had so-called a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends, so-called a lot of people I was trying to work on business with, supposed to be partnerships and things of that nature. When I walked out of that space, with the three main ones. Three women that, like I say, they never wanted anything from me. They was always there to support anything that I did. And that gave me hope. That gave me some juice, baby. Let me tell you, because I realized that, like I say, you're going to have to let go some people, some things in order to grow. I realized that was a moment of growth. I had to learn a lot in that moment. Baby, you can't tell me nothing now. Now, I ain't saying you can't tell me nothing because I think I'm all that, baby. You can't tell me nothing because it's already been told to me. And what I believe is what I believe. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. I just want you to know, in this season, you're going to have to walk away from some things. In this season, you are going to have to humble yourself. In this season, you are going to have to speak up for yourself, but do that thing with confidence. Do it with authority, not with anger, not, with bitterness, because your obedience, it's going to make sense later. I realized some moments, baby, when I wanted to cut a buck. You understand me? I wanted to cut a whole buck. Oh, baby, let me tell you that. I don't get Coach Tawanda twisted. I'm in between hood and holy, baby. You better understand it. You better be glad holy got a hold of me. Because it's been times that I wanted to really just act a fool, but God said, no, I need you to stand still. I ain't understand it. That's why I'm telling somebody right now is on the urge of just breaking, just going loose in it. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it, big baby. Just hold tight. He got something for you. I'm just saying. Somebody that's gonna TikTok, YouTube, somebody gonna pass through here, and I just need you to know that you don't need clarity to move. You just need a little courage. Somebody is just, somebody is just waiting for an answer that they've already had. They already have. You already got it in you. You already got it in you. I just want you to know that you ain't too late, baby. You is becoming and you is right on time. That's it. That's all. Y'all, it is going to be an amazing day. Let me see. This is just what Monday is about. I just want you to know Monday is, I always had this sign. I took it down because I had to shift just a little bit. But I had this sign up that says Mondays are optional. Meaning that, baby, I'm probably going to sleep most of the Monday. I'm probably going to, so now I do my little 1-2 on my little schedule. And I'll schedule everything from Tuesday and beyond, but you ain't going to go past Friday. And then Friday was going to be a half a day. I didn't know, we need to just shift a little bit. But it is pretty cool being able to decide how you're going to move during the week. But I want somebody to know that this week is going to be as amazing as you allow it to be. Go ahead and take the day and plan for the rest of the week. Now, although I was sleeping, I, get a little rest on Mondays. I do prepare myself for the rest of the week, and that's the most powerful thing that needs to take place. Even if I schedule everything out, it's good. But I always tell you, right now, there's somebody that's still trying to figure it out. I want you to know you ain't going to have all the pieces. You ain't going to have all the answers. Everything ain't going to be right there. Miss Whitney, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Everything ain't going to be right there in the front of you. But I want you to know and understand that if you just take the first step, the one thing you do know about, if you just take that first step, that small step, it's going to all work itself out. I know it comes with, so I had a challenging week last week. I did. I had some things that tried to stretch me last week, but I had a choice in that as well. I had to make a choice. Either am I going to let it stretch me to grow me or stretch me to hurt me? Baby, we balled and weed through that thing, honey. What you're not gonna do is catch me held up not one more day. You understand? After what I didn't have to live through, what he brought me through, baby. We got to get going. You understand me? It ain't no. Ain't no stopping. Ain't no stopping. If you don't already know what you got planned for 2026, what you gonna be doing, and things of that nature. Hey, don't forget, I'm going to take a moment to let you know that it ain't too late. Go ahead and click that link. Go ahead and join me today. You can join me today at 7 p.m. And it is on Zoom, so you can join if from anywhere. Like I say, it's going to be a place we just come be comfortable. Make sure you just come. If you come, you can come in your pajamas. Just make sure you come with clothes on. That's it. Other than that, come be yourself. And in that space, there's going to be clarity. There's going to be vision. There's going to be purpose. There's going to be goals. There's going to be motivation. There's going to be a fun space for you to get in the position of positioning yourself for 2026. We're not going to wait again. So go ahead and pick that link. Click that link in the bio and join me. If you can't join today, hey, it is okay. Every Monday, every first and third Monday of the month, we will be showing up on Zoom. Why would we be showing up on Zoom, Coach Tawanda? Because this is our season to grow. This is our season to walk in purpose. This is our season to let go of some things that have been holding us back. There's no reason for us to be still walking around holding on to the things that tried to break us. Go ahead and look over that situation, grab the strength from that situation, understand that you survived that situation, and put yourself in a better position to move forward. That's it. I know it may sound more easier said. Sound more easier than done. But let me tell you, all it takes is practice. That's it. That's it. All it takes is practice. All it takes is for you to make a decision. What is it that you want out of life? If you already, and I ain't bragging, I'm just saying, because this is just how I choose to move, baby. Even on my broke days, let me tell you. Already, when you take what you don't have out the way, when you take the fact of money out the way, all those things, and when you really decide what you want, then I trust me, you're going to be able to move forward into it. It may be a little slow at times. You may have some hurdles. That's life. Life is going to always life. Quit thinking that just because we say a prayer or just because we wake up and just because we got favor over our life. Actually, when we have favor over our life, we're going to have to go through some stuff. We're going to have to go through a little bit more because we can withstand it. So quit thinking that it's going to be perfect and just understand that you're going to get through it. Life's going to life. Already, I'm set up for next year. I'm already ready. I'm not waiting to the first of the year to start doing those things. I've already been preparing myself. I got things that's launching at the first of the year. I've already been putting things in place. I already got me about 4 or 5 trips on the book for next year. Because that's one of those things I'm a vision. I don't care. You can keep the Prada bags and all that, baby. Put me on a cruise. Put me on a cruise. Book me a flight. So that's what we're going to be doing. Relaxing. Taking it easy and being intentional. My nonprofit, the organization, is just going to be great. Some great things that's already in place. That's what part of that Saturday was, baby. I was able to, get cute in that thing and just step out on the set. But it came with some network and it came with some potential relationship building. It came with some stuff. That thing came attached to some things. It came attached to some things. So already, as I said, without having all the answers, without knowing all the parts, without even understanding half of it, just knowing in my heart, there's some things that I need to move on. So obedience is going to have to take place in this season, sweet baby. There's some people that's out there probably, you probably waiting on approval. Ain't nobody gonna approve nothing but me and God. Your alignment matters more than their approval. So quit waiting on somebody to pat you on the back. I told y'all a few weeks ago, ain't nobody gonna come save you. You get up and you go ahead and you make it work, baby. That's fighting myself out of depression, low self-esteem, lack of boundaries, some of everything that I was going through. And I had to realize that in order for my situation to switch, in order for my situation to change, it was going to require me to show up different. I realized I couldn't shrink myself and then walk into spaces expecting people to hear me. The water, thank you for coming through. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. I couldn't shrink myself. I couldn't silence my voice and then expect people to hear me. I could not set boundaries and don't stand on it, but expect people to respect them. It was my responsibility. I just had to shift some things in life. It was moments that I thought, because everything was going on, like, y'all gotta understand, baby, when I say life has been lifing, but it's so crazy. Even when I say that now, it's like on the inside, you can just understand on the inside what that thing looked like. It's like, I actually feel good. Those moments when you get to stand in the mirror and say, Lord, I thank you that I don't look like what I've been through. Use the 000473584. Have an amazing day on purpose. But yeah, when you look in, you get to look in the mirror, dump trucks has been running all over you, baby. But then when you look in the mirror and you see favor over your life and you understand that, I'm just telling you, you're not stuck, baby. You're just being strengthened. That's it. That's the best way I can tell you. It just seems like life is just coming and doing a little 1-2 on you. Baby, let it do it. Don't even be in this season. I need somebody to know. Don't even be praying for God to take it away. Pray that he get you through it, because what he gonna get you through, you're gonna need it for that next season in life. I learned that. If I would have continued, because there were some things I would pray to God, just take it away. And I remember being told years ago, and I said, okay, well, let me just try this thing a little bit different. I was told, don't pray for him to take it away. Pray for him to get you through it, to guide you through it. And that's where you start building faith at. And baby, let me tell you, that was true. Miss Parks, thank you for passing through this thing. You make sure you have an amazing day on purpose, sweet baby. But it's true. I'm not in a position to pray that he take it away. I'm in a position to pray that because if it met me, if it's part of my journey, I don't want to learn from it. I want to be able to see how to maneuver through it because it's a possibility that I'll be tested with that same thing over again. There were some things I asked him to take away from me, and he snatched it away. But then when it came back, because tests gonna come back again, and when it came back, I didn't have what I needed to pass it. So at that moment, I had to switch some things up. Father God, strengthen me through it. I needed to know how to get through it so that when it comes back or something similar to show it face, I can, I know how to maneuver that bob and weave. Can't bob and weave on something you don't know that's coming. There's somebody that's out there that's waiting for some closure. And that's what's holding a lot of us back when it comes down to healing some places that require us to heal to move forward. We are waiting on chapters we are waiting on closure from other people. No, we don't need their permission to close the door. Go ahead and give yourself permission to close the door and heal so you can move forward. Because one thing I've learned, I could talk about vision, I could talk about goals all day long as a coach. And when I'm in my sessions with my clients, we just don't talk about those things that we want. We got to talk about those things that we got to get rid of. We got to move out the way because ain't no need to go trying to put new oil in old vessels. It's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work. We're trying to put new stuff in old places, and both of them exist, but they can't coexist. You're gonna have to let something go, or you're gonna have to miss the opportunity on something good. Make a decision. You gotta make a decision. You don't have to make a decision to do something different. It hurt, I know. I am one that I always tell you that, man, let me tell you, I done been through so much type of hurt throughout life. This is coming up as a young child. It was a lot in the space, but in order for me to sit and be able to look back, one thing God did, let me go ahead and tell you what he did. And this is how I look at my life. Pain was turned into purpose. Yep. Pain was turned into purpose. The position that I sit in now, the things that I get to do, the things that I get to experience, take away all the material things, my heart, and on the inside, the posture of who I am. I mean, on the depths of me, baby, let me tell you, I am not who I am without going through what I went through. And everything that I went through, it is purpose now. I didn't told a story that and got me making money writing books. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I ain't even got the morning to tell you, baby. Let me tell you, pain and to purpose. I had to allow myself in a position to learn that it's okay to go through what I needed to go through. I just needed to partner with the right person to go through it, and that was God. I stand on faith. Now, I'm not perfect, so I ain't here to even preach to you, but I'm just here to tell you what I've done. I've had to stand on faith even in those moments where I just didn't understand it. It hurt like hell. Some moments I wanted to cut up, but God said, nah, be still. That was my, I was like, I ain't weak. He said, I ain't asking you to be weak. I ain't telling you is. I just need you to be still. A lot of people ask me, why you ain't cut up, you ain't do this and you ain't do that, because it wasn't my time. And I see that being that I stayed obedient to what he told me to do, because he talks to us, being that I ain't cut a buck or I ain't go in revenge and I ain't do all those things, I see. Now, don't let me tell you now, let me just go ahead and tell you, I ain't saying it's still not no hard days because I'm human, right? But I can see those days clearly. I can see what he's planning and what he's setting up and what he's doing. Baby, it was just a minor setback for a major comeback. I just need to tell somebody there, don't let yourself get held back in that moment thinking that it's over. It's not. It's just the beginning. How do we know it's the beginning? When you make a decision that it is your beginning. When you make a decision to begin again, that's when it starts. You got to give yourself permission. You ain't waiting on permission for anybody else. Now, I can tell you that it exists and you're able to do it, but then you have to give yourself permission to go ahead and turn the knob and open the door. I'm just saying. It's going to be a moment because you have been comfortable in a certain place. You've been comfortable doing a certain thing. I'm tell you, I was comfortable with a lot of different things, and I understand that, while going from where I was to where I wanted to be, it caused for some discomfortable moments. And what I realized is discomfort is also often the sound of growth. Yeah, it's growth. When I feel myself in these moments now, sometimes being scratched ain't really being scratched, it's being positioned. I'm just saying. Trials gonna come, situations gonna come, some things gonna happen. Some things gonna happen. I don't care what happened. I'm just here to tell somebody that's gonna pass through this space that your future self is begging you not to quit today. This ain't the day for it. Go ahead and try tomorrow or something. But today, all we got to do is take one day. One day, we got to make a decision in one day. In this day, we gonna. Sometimes we try to look at all the days and try to put them all together. But if we just focus on today, if we focus on just getting through today, that's it. Daddy Wayne, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Yes, if we just focus on today, we just make sure that today we ain't gonna quit. We'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow get there. Just understand the decision you make today. If you make that decision consistently, it will make a decision consistently for you that's gonna be better. Just gonna have to go through it. I gotta go and swallow my little balls for the day, y'all. Gonna swallow me. I'm just saying. I love these things. Who we got here? Grace. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose, sweet lady. I don't care what it look like. You better walk through that thing with confidence, and you better know that, baby, every room you step into and you belong in it. You better go ahead on purpose. Today gonna be a good day. On purpose, baby. Miss Grace, on purpose. Today is gonna be a good day. I don't care what it look like. You done overcome so much. If you here today, you done overcame so much, baby. Your story is still being written. Don't you give up now. Don't you give up now. No, baby, you better keep on pushing. There are some rooms that your name is being spoken into. I just need you to know that. Sweetie, you make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. Sweet T, 380. I probably swallowed a couple of minutes more than what I need to. I gotta be careful with that. I try not to make them too big. I can't swallow big stuff, honey. I just be mean. But no. Because I forgot to tell you thank you. Hold on. I know my board members sometimes be thinking I'm just such a nerd child. Cause one of my great peoples, I asked them to do a thing for me, and they did it. And I realized this morning when I responded to it that it was in draft. I didn't respond thank you. Now I know we talked and I acknowledged, but I just wanted to say, make sure. I like to tell people thank you, honey, when they do stuff. It's just the me in me. That's it. Sweet T, how you doing over there this morning? You keeping warm? I hope you is, honey, because baby, it's a little cold out that though. Miss Brandy, you got that blanket jacket on today? You got that blanket jacket on today? Cause baby, they said 16 degrees out there. I said, ooh, ain't no need for me to be out there. I am hoping that my baby don't have to work today. Now I don't mind her going to make her a little money, honey. I'm hoping they cancel track and everything, because baby, that's the only reason I would have to leave this house today is to go do that. And honey, let me tell you, the way my blood is set up, we don't play in the cold like that. No. No. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna pass through and see this live at some point in time, and this message is gonna be for you. God didn't bring you this far for you to shrink now. No. He did not bring you this far for you to shrink now. You got some things to do. I want you to go ahead and lift your head up. I want you to go ahead and say, okay, God, if nothing else, could you just tell me the next step? Because it's gonna be somebody that's gonna pass through here. That's I just need you to know. Ain't no need to shrink now, baby. You got somewhere to go. Your prayers are being answered. The doors you have asked and you have knocked on, baby, they are being prepared to be open for you. Could you go ahead and get yourself ready to open that door? That's it. I'm just saying, go ahead and get yourself ready to open that door. It's yours. It is yours. Yes, yes, ma'am, and sir, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Bless it. We got some exciting, some more meetings this week. Got some outreaching this week, baby. You got that look like you in there talking about damn cold. It's cold out this door. I like that little hat, girl. Smile, B. Smile. You need a let me give you a kiss so you can go on and smile out there, bundled up in that cold. I see you. Wooka wooka wooka. There's gonna be somebody that may pass through here. They may pass through here and they may see this at some time later, and you've had some people that have spoke some things to you and all those things. I just want you to know that your value, it doesn't decrease because somebody couldn't see it. You shouldn't decrease your value because of what somebody else didn't see. Stand on business, baby. Stand on knowing and understanding who you are, whose you are, and where you're going. I'm just saying, your value has nothing to do with what somebody else think. It has everything to do with what you believe for yourself. Is that Marcella Jackson? I hope I said it right. Make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna pass through here. I just want to tell you because I had to remind myself, and I have to continue to remind myself. Anything that I speak, anything that I teach, I always understand that it comes with practice. So every day you have to position yourself to speak life into yourself so that you can continue to walk and continue to heal through whatever process it is. But I just want somebody to know that you are allowed to want more. There's somebody that's been around this thing shrinking. It's more that's out there. And there's one thing to be working towards it and it's, slowly showing itself, but there's somebody that's still sitting still, thinking that more is not for them. I want you to know that you are allowed to have more. You're just gonna have to get up and go get after it. You're gonna have to give yourself permission to go get it. That more that you deserve. In order for you to have it, you got to believe it. Now there's somebody that's believing that they don't deserve it, but I'm just telling you, if you allow yourself to understand that you do deserve more, if you allow yourself to be in position to give yourself permission to say that I deserve more, I want more, then all you got to do past that is make that decision. Once you decide, baby, I just want you to get up and go after it. Yeah. You don't have to get up and go after. Why, Coach Tawana? Why I need to get up and go after? Because your calling will always demand for you to have a stronger mindset. That's why you got to make that decision. That's why you got to make the decision to go after it. Because if you make the decision to go after it, all it's doing is strengthening your mindset, is shifting some things. And when your mindset starts to shift, then so do your actions. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's something that's greater than where you are, but you're going to have to just shift your mindset. It's okay. Go ahead and allow yourself to want it. You're going to have to give permission. I used to think every time I wanted to take a nap because I was just tired, because I've been doing all the things, been sitting at the pruder, been working, tending to the kids and all the stuff that if I rested, I remember I didn't let myself really rest. I didn't allow myself to rest because I always thought if I was resting, I was quitting on something or I was stopping. I had to realize that rest is wisdom. So yes, I go take my naps. I have to know when to pull back. I was always trying to do, and I was confusing my calling with just doing for people. And I remember, and so now, man, let me tell you, it was a moment of time, man. It'd be a whole anxiety attack when I go in there and rest. If it was the weekend or whatever, I felt I had to just do something. Now I allow myself those moments when I want to and need to. I allow myself the moments to sit around with one sock on if I want to. Just sitting at the house chilling, not doing nothing, not wanting to leave, not wanting to do nothing nobody else want me to do, because in that moment what I'm doing is resting. Mentally, you can get drained being in a position of being an intercessor or being someone that always, filling spaces. And then when you have your own thing that you have going on, it can be draining sometimes. And sometimes we get it. We get to doing so much, we won't even give ourselves credit for all the much that we're doing. So then when it's time to rest, we think that, oh, it's time to do no rest. That means your mind, your heart, your energy, you are going to have to allow yourself some rest. And when you allow yourself to rest, you're not going to feel guilty about it. You're not, even if you have to, if you got a lot of things roaming through your mind, just go ahead and write it down. That's why you always hear me say, keep your pen and notebook to the side. Go ahead and write it down. That way you can clear your mind, allow yourself to rest so that you can get up and move forward and be proactive in what it is that you're going to do. Sayas, may say that wrong. Apologize if I do. I'm just here to tell you to have an amazing day on purpose. There's going to be somebody that's going to pass through and that's going to see this live at some point of time. I just want to tell you, and you'll know it's you when you hear, but I want to tell you, your peace will expose what no longer belong to you. You are struggling with letting some things go. You are struggling with letting some things go. I want you to know that it's going to require your peace is going to require you to let some things go. If it's not sitting well with you, if it's shaking your spirit, if you're always thinking about it, when you think about it, you get this little eerie feeling in your stomach and all those things, go ahead and let that thing go, because it's tied to your peace. We often sit around talking about, my peace. Like, I'm dead serious about my peace, baby. When I declare that I'm going, you ain't disturbing my peace. You ain't disturbing my peace. I don't care who's you be. And I have boundaries that's set up so that when it comes down to the point of before I even give you the energy to say that you disturb my peace, babe, I got boundaries. That is these little alarm that goes off, and I know to back up. It's going to expose. So when you start understanding what your peace look like, and when you start understanding what your boundaries look like, and you start setting them, it's going to expose some things. It's going to expose what no longer belongs. The reason it's important for me to say that, because when it comes, I want you to not feel guilty. I want you to just to go ahead and walk away from it. In that moment, what you are doing is deciding to choose you. This is a season I need somebody to know that it is okay to choose yourself. I know that's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes because we get so used to choosing everybody else first. We get so used to doing. We get so used to wearing the titles of being strong. Don't be strong in this season. Be resilient. And in the moment, in the sense of being resilient, I want you to choose you. You can start that by asking yourself, what is it that you really want? I know some of us, baby, we have some responsibilities stacked higher than our height. We are carrying things, but I want you to sit in the value. I was talking to one of my people the other day, and she's really frustrated, and she was talking about all these things that was going on. And as I'm listening to her, I said, sweet baby, let me say, can I speak to your heart so your ears can hear? I always say that because sometimes I think what I'm gonna say is gonna really, really pierce you. And I said, why is we sitting here having a conversation about what everybody else got going on and you got it affecting your life? Can we focus on the part that you got that you got going on? Can we focus on your life? Well, it is, because it's that everything that you have mentioned, it ain't got nothing to do with you. The reason it got something to do with you because you chose to be sitting over there and be consumed with that instead of be consumed with yourself. So you're crying and not being funny or rude, but you're frustrated in this moment about some things that actually, if you let it go because it don't belong to you, you'll be able to see your situation clearly and you can move through it. We are going to have to let go of stuff that don't belong to us. Now, I know we love our family. We got this thing. My family hurt. I'm hurt. I'm going to be very mindful about the hurt that I allow myself to attract, because I can't hurt for everybody. I ain't saying that to be rude and disrespectful. Now, I can pray for you, but there are certain situations where, you know what I'm saying, my heart will hurt for a certain thing, but I can't be hurt for everybody. No. You can't carry the weight of everybody else's problem. And some of us is trying to. We can't even carry the weight of our own problem, but we trying to grab hold of everybody else. No, we gonna have to let some things go. Mark Davis, thank you for passing through. I hope you're having an amazing day on purpose. We're just gonna have to let some things go. There's somebody I need you to know though, not though, but I need you to know, real deal, that you are not late. You're thinking you're late, but you're not. As long as you keep thinking you're late, you ain't gonna move in a direction in which you need to move. I need you to understand that you're not late. You're becoming. Yeah, you're becoming ready. So if you go ahead and switch that, and instead of saying you late, continue to tell yourself that you're becoming, and watch how things just shift for you. Listen now, I'm telling you what you know. What I know, Jay. Thank you for passing through this place. I want you to make sure you're having an amazing day on purpose. I'm just speaking into the space. I don't know who it's for, but baby, as it drop on my spirit, I'm gonna drop it into the space. If it's yours, catch it. If it's not, keep on waiting. I'm just saying, somebody out here apologizing for becoming who they prayed to be. I ain't got no apology for nobody for me doing what I need to do for me. I'm just saying, stop apologizing for becoming who you prayed to be. You're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to cut some people off. You're going to have to not show up some places. You're going to have to not do some things. You don't owe nobody an apology for you trying to be you. You don't. You don't owe nobody an apology for setting boundaries for yourself. You don't owe nobody an apology. When I started into my space of entrepreneurship and working and building my business and things of that nature, I found myself a whole lot of, I'm sorry, I can't go. I just can't go. Because the more I start apologizing for doing what I need to do, I'm not going to apologize to you for me making life better for me. We're going to have to stop apologizing for becoming who we prayed for. Because then we start feeling guilty. I am not feeling guilty for getting and being and going for what I prayed for. We just got to stop. We just got to stop. We ain't apologizing for being us. I'm just saying, go on and have an amazing day on purpose and not apologize for you being great on purpose. I just need somebody to know that you can't start again without starting from scratch. Somebody over there thinking that they got to start their whole life over again. No, start from where you are. Take the lessons from where you've been and go ahead and move forward. You ain't got to start from scratch. You got to just start now. That coffee gone, y'all. My coffee gone. Yes. I remember the seasons in life, especially not, and I talk about the last season. That was like the last big shake. I made a promise to myself, baby. I'm 44 years old, baby. The rest of my life is gonna be my best life. Like I got some boundaries in place. I look at life different. I look at self different. It ain't perfect, but baby, it's becoming. I just realized that the seasons that I came out of, where it was scratching me, but it was scratching me to be stronger. So this season that you're in is teaching you how strong you really are, and that's what I learned, baby. When I look like at them L's that I talk about, them L's, they not losses, they was lessons. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I start looking at them as lessons instead of losses, because when you lose something, it's a little bit different. When you lose something, it hits you a little bit harder. And when I was thinking about the things that disappeared, or the things I had to let go of, or the things that I had to walk away from, the things that was snatched from me, I did start off looking at them as lost. But then when I look at all of those situations, and I look at how I grew in those situations, I look at how I became in those situations. I look at those situations, understanding that they needed to happen to teach me something about myself. Now I just look at those seasons as, it taught me how strong I was. It taught me what I can really get through, what I can really conquer. And when I look back on life, sometimes we can look back and we can focus on the hurt part of life that happened. But I'm going to tell you something that's so powerful and so good. Like, I can laugh at my life. I can laugh. Some decisions that I made, baby, some hurt that I entered into, I just say, you know what, now you knew better. But I can actually look at my life and look at those seasons that felt like it came to break me, and I see what it was teaching me about myself. And when I look at it, actually, that's why I say it's very mindful of how we look at life and how we perceive things. Because when I look at it, I look at how I needed those things to make it here. In this last season in life, where everything turned upside down, I see how those moments and what I learned there, I needed that for where I was going. See, I thought I had it going on. I thought, I was making the money and all the things and just doing me. But it ain't, I realized it ain't even about money all the time. It's something deeper than that. But when I look at what I learned, if I wouldn't have hit where I hit and understood that my boundaries wasn't in place. See, I need boundaries for this next season I'm going into. I'm going to have to say no to some people in the next season that I'm going through, because there's going to be some moments. And I remember when I wasn't saying no as I should, I was just giving everything I had away. You just ask me and I'm giving it. I had this thing, I get a shirt off my back. Wait a minute. And then you could come a little close and get a little warm, but I'm not going to take my shirt off my back and give it to nobody else. That's just a cliche saying. I'm not going to say it no more. And that's not being disrespectful. That's just being respectful to myself. I'm just saying. That was all I knew. I knew to just give the shirt off my back. Just think about it. I give somebody the shirt off my back, but why though? So you to be cold? So you gonna be cold and for somebody else to be warm? No, we can come over here and figure this out. What I'm not gonna do is give up my comfort for you to be comfortable. What we can do is find a way to where we both can be comfortable. And we can't do that, then I know that's not my space to be in. I'm just saying, we are going to have to position ourselves a little bit different in this season in life. I had to learn that the things that I was speaking into my life, the things that I was doing and how I was showing up for people, it was damaging me more than anything. So those seasons that I went through, if I wouldn't have went through it, baby, I don't even think I would make it to be able to walk into the seasons that I'm about to walk into now. I'm just saying, we just going to have to make a decision. And I want you to understand that you are only one decision away from a completely different life. When I made a decision to choose me, that's the decision. Today, just make the decision to choose you. And yeah, we grew up understanding and thinking that it's selfish to choose us. We got to put no, I done rode the airplane many times, and them folks say something that makes sense. They say, make sure you put your oxygen mask on before you reach to put somebody else's on. I'm just saying, that's not being selfish, but I can't save you if I first can't save myself. So this is going to be the season where you're going to have to make a different decision to change your life. And that decision that you're going to have to start making is just choose yourself. King, thank you for passing through. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose. If you here, go ahead and tap that screen for me. Show me a little love. I love you back. I done did some of this thing. Okay. I love you back. And I'm just saying, just one decision away. And that decision, you don't even have to wonder about what that decision is. You ain't got to have all the answers. You're going to have to all have all the details and stuff. You just have to make a decision to choose you. And then when you choose, you make a decision on what you want. Ask yourself, be okay with asking, what do you really want? I went through life at a time, always asking people, what do you need? You good? You good? And then I realized at the end of the days, I was feeling drained. And what I realized I was doing was I was making sure everybody else was good, and I forgot to feed myself. I'm not going to consume myself again with fixing everybody else's place and then get to me and then I'm hungry. I don't think, I was raised in a space to think that was okay. It's not okay. Choose you. There's somebody out here that's letting old wounds make decisions for them. Remember, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, E plus R equal O. Event plus response equal outcome. Event is something that we can't do. We have no control over. We have no control over event, but we do have control over our response. And according to how we respond, that's the outcome we're going to receive. So it's okay to reverse engineer that thing. What do you want the outcome to be? And according to the outcome, you're going to make sure your response is going to align with that. And so when that event comes, you're going to know how to maneuver through it. It's okay. Just make decisions. And when you make the decisions, you don't let old wounds make those new decisions for you. So you're going to go have to heal some stuff. You're going to go have to let some stuff go. It cannot go with you on where you're going. It just can't go. TL Draper, make sure you have an amazing day on purpose. I'm just here just speaking into the space. I just need you to know that there are some things that's hurt. I know it hurts. But I guarantee you, once you allow yourself to let it go, once you allow yourself to see But that thing that was meant to break you actually strengthen you. Every situation that we go through in life is a lesson that we can learn out of it. You can't tell me nothing no different now. Now, it was a moment of time that I just focused on the thing that hurt. But then when I look at the thing that hurt, I look like at how I showed up in it. I look at what I did and what part I played. Because sometimes we don't do that. We focus on what hurt us, but we don't focus on what showed up. And it's not pulling blame. It's just taking responsibility, because what I do is I refuse to let somebody else think they didn't just messed up my life. I'm going to be accountable for the things that mess up. So I'm okay with saying, like, you know what, I should have chose a little bit different. Those marriages y'all hear me talk about, yes, there are some things that happen in that space that I'm not okay with it, but I have to be accountable for the fact that I allowed it. I didn't have my boundaries in place. And so I can't be mad at a person for showing up to be who they was, because it was my responsibility to protect my peace. It was my responsibility to make decisions that was going to be better for me. And when I allowed myself to shrink in those situations, when I allowed myself to not stand on boundaries, when I allow things to happen that shouldn't be happening, who can I really blame? So when you want, at the end of the day, we ain't playing the blame game. We just gonna be accountable. So when I allow myself, I'm accountable for the decisions I have. So when I allow myself to focus on me, because that was the only thing that I could take from the situation is me. I didn't want to walk around blaming somebody, because you just when you waiting on somebody to give you, or I'm sorry, or they hurt you and you don't let that go, you're like the bill collector. And you know that we get tired of the bill collectors calling our phone. We be wanting to block them and get smart and all this and that. That's how we is when we around here wait because somebody didn't hurt us. You're going to have to go ahead and let it go. Because if they not going to give you closure, you got to give your self permission to close that door, because you're going to have to understand that keeping that door open is only hurting you. It's just like living on pause. You just like this right here. This is how life is. You think you moving, but this is how life is. You just living on pause. Your life is too valuable to live on pause. You better go ahead and get that remote and unpause that thing and go ahead and start walking in the purpose that belongs to you. Walk with your head up and confidence sitting on your chest, because you know that you belong in the spaces that you're going into. My whole back and my decision making is what helped in my whole back. Let me just put it that way. In the time that I've been sitting and trying to get things done, the people that I kept around, the boundaries that I didn't set, all those things made a difference. I am responsible for my life. Somebody here needs to know that it's okay for you to choose you. And in choosing you, you're going to have to choose the responsibility of your life. We're not giving it away this season. Yeah, you're going to have to understand that who you were is not who you have to be. You can make a decision to be somebody different, but you have to choose who you want to be. Go ahead and allow yourself to be the main character in your story. Your life, everybody have the opportunity to be a character. And in your life, you should be the one that's being willing to stand up to be the main character. So as the main character in the life, you tell yourself how you want it to play out. You tell yourself how you want it to play out. I am not going to be the victim in my life. My main character does not play the victim. I am not the victim. In order for me to shift out of victim mode, I had to go ahead and take accountability, not responsibility for what somebody else did, but accountability for what I allowed. The moment what I had to tell myself, Miss Tawanda, I look myself in the mirror, y'all, I'm like, listen, the moment you honor your worth, everything in your life gonna shift. And I say, okay. I'm so silly. But no, seriously. When I made a decision to honor who I was and honor my own life, things started shifting. I started moving a little bit differently. I'm just saying. Transformation is power, baby. Transformation take work, but it's also power. It is also power. Hey, before I forget, if you ain't already done it or don't know about it, I will be on Zoom 7 p.m. tonight. Now, past tonight, if you can't make it, Zoom Central Time, 7 p.m. to join me in the Vision and Goals Workshop. Why the Vision and Goals Workshop? Because everybody should already be knowing what they're doing and where they're going in 2026. If you don't know, come sit with me. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get this thing unleashed. It will be live, so you will get to ask me questions. We're going to walk through it, and I guarantee you when you leave that space, you're going to leave that space differently. So go ahead and click that link in the bio if you haven't already and join me. But if you can't join today because life, we all got things that we have to do. And it is spare moment if you're just hearing today. Every Monday, I'm sorry. Bye, baby. Love you. Have a good day. Every first and third Monday, we will be on Zoom conducting this workshop. But I just wanted to let you know that. I just wanted to let you know that. I just wanted to let you know that it's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be an opportunity for us to sit down and not only shift our mindset so that we can be prepared for that in which we're looking to receive, but we're going to also vision our journey. We're going to actually sit down and see what it is that we want and where we're trying to go and what we're trying to accomplish. And then we're going to put some goals to it. We're going to put them goals and we know what it is that we need to accomplish this thing, then we're going to go ahead and put a plan through it. Plan with it. Now, when you put a plan to something and you set your heart to something, you heard the Bible scripture that say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I'm just going to throw that out there. I want you to remember that because there's some things that's going to come to try to distract you, that's try to block you, that's try to tell you all the reasons why you should give up on this thing. But that's why we need to have this moment, because we're just not going to get the vision, the plans, and the goals. What we're going to do is go ahead and position ourselves to walk it out. We got to stand on faith to get to where we're going. And while we're standing on faith and while we got those goals, those plans, and that vision, what we're going to do is go ahead and walk it out. So we're going to leave knowing exactly the first step, the second step, and the third step that we should take to get from where we are to where we want to be. So I'm just saying, if you don't have your ticket now, if you're not heard, go ahead and click the link in the bio and go ahead and join me. That's it. I want to go ahead and tell you that you don't need permission from somebody to change your life. I ain't even gonna, dwell on it no more than what I have. I just want you to know, sweet baby, that you don't need permission to change your life. Not permission from other people, but you do need to give yourself permission. So understand the difference in the two. But you don't need permission to change your life. You just need to make a decision to change your life. You need to make a decision to do it. Start replaying the storm. The same old storm that you keep on replaying. You remember the storm that you survived? You survived it. Go ahead and allow yourself to be in a place to understand that you survived it. That was strength within itself. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. It's not over. It is not over. This is just the beginning. You're not late. You're just becoming. It is okay. I understand there were some things that came to try to break you. But look at you. If you woke up today, it didn't break you. It probably bruised you a little bit, but it didn't break you. Go ahead and allow yourself to sit in that. If you ain't even start praising God at that moment, you need to go ahead and do it because it didn't break you. It strengthened you. Some of us are sitting here replaying the same old thing over and over again. Trust me, I know what hurt looked like. So I'm not even going to come here like, oh, life has been, baby, it wasn't no silver spoon, no brass spoon. I was on a plastic spoon. So that means I had to get it. I had to get out there. So it wasn't easy. So I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it is doable. You just got to shift how you think about it. If you think you can't, then you won't. And if you think he won't, then he can't. I'm just saying there's somebody that's going to see this live at some point in time. And I just want you to know that you're walking in the season that you once felt that you wasn't qualified for. I need you to know that you are qualified for the season you're about to walk into. But if you don't allow yourself to believe it, then, oh, sweet baby, I don't know what to tell you. You got to believe it. Give yourself permission to understand, okay, some people have counted you out. Look, I done been counted out, but I'm glad that I was counted out in those situations because God prepared me to walk into situations that I'm qualified for. Even in those moments that you have that doubt, what you do, because what I do is always ask God, just help me in my unbelief. Sometimes I don't, babe, I got some things going on. I can't tell you how it's going to play out. But what I can tell you is I'm going to trust it. There's some moments, like I say, last week scratched me a little bit. Boy, I'm telling you, it scratched me. But I was like, I am tall enough. Do I need to be scratched anymore? But he said, I need you to do it. I need you to do it. I said, okay. And by the end of the week, because I allowed myself to sit in his presence, I said, God, you're going to have to partner with me on this thing right here because I'm just not going to be able to do it myself. This okay. It's okay. It's going to need, that's just a mindset shift. You're going to have to shift your mindset to get to where you're going. Your comfort zone is familiar, I know. But it's too small for your calling. I need somebody to understand that you're going to have to shift. Sometimes we sit in our comfort zone and because we're comfortable there, let this be your season to get uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, sweet baby. I'm going to be honest with you. It is not comfortable being uncomfortable. Well, we know that. That's exactly why I'm stating what I'm stating. You are going to have to allow yourself to get uncomfortable. Because It's too small for your calling. Think about, I was asking my brother, my daughter got a little snake, and it's a little small, little bitty snake, and I was just kind of curious, like, how big do that thing get? He said, and he told me, he said, well, it get as big as the cage, so we ain't gonna get no bigger tank, y'all, because we don't need no no little corn anaconda running around here, but because it's a little corn snake, a little cute little thing, will stay over there, but I asked him, I said, well, how big, do it get? He said, as big as the tank. He said, so if you go get it a bigger tank, it'll stretch out. So we're not going to do that with the state. But what we're going to do with life, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves out of these small places and be okay with stepping into the big spaces. This big space is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But in order for you to be in a position to grow, you're going to have to step outside of it. That box that you have allowed yourself to sit in, I want you to go ahead and just break down the doors. You don't need that box. Go ahead and put a circle around you, because a circle would allow you to be able to feel a little bit more space. Step outside of your comfort zone, I'm just saying. Because sitting in your comfort zone also going to bring you a little discomfort with your peace. Yeah, peace is your birthright. You better say it. You better say it, TL Drake. That Miss Drake. Miss Drake, good morning. Yes. And it's right. Your comfort zone is too small for your calling. It's not going to work. Your peace is your birthright. I was having a conversation with somebody not long ago, and she's like, Fee, I'm just tired of folks stealing my peace. I said, quit claiming that, because ain't nobody stealing your peace. You're giving it away. It's your birthright. Can't nobody take something that belongs to you, but you can put yourself in a position to give it away when you're not protecting it. It's your birthright. It's your responsibility. You got to claim that instead. Ain't nobody taking it's just like somebody walking to your door. They ain't got no gun. They ain't even no threat. And they just come to the door and say, give me all your money. Man, you better shut that door and go in there and finish watching your cartoon or whatever you watch, because they can't take what you don't give them. Somebody tell you can't take my peace. I'm not claiming it. I'm not giving, because if I say you taking my peace, everybody that walk around, they can do the same thing. And that's just not what we're doing in this season. This season, we're going to protect our peace because it's our responsibility, it's our birthright. There is somebody, and then I speak on this a whole lot because I know the importance of healing. I know how it felt walking through many years, 44 years old now. And when I look back, and let me tell you, they got this thing sometimes where women don't like to tell their age. I'm gonna tell you why I like to tell my age. I like to tell my age because it's a part of everything that I done went through. I'm not ashamed about it. Every wrinkle, baby, every gray hair, every scar tells a story about my life, and I'm okay with that. But so I just want to let you know. But when you go through life and you understand that, I just switched when I said that, baby. I told that age, and that age, So when being that told the age, y'all see how old it is, when you forget something, if you're gonna blame it on the age, all right? But no, but no, I speak a lot on the healing side of things. I have conversations with many people, men and women, and I be saying it's some unhealed souls in this space. And it hurts me sometimes, because when you really, I have the ability to look past some things, because I'm like the Bible tells us, we fight not against flesh and blood, but spirits and principalities, right? And so I have the ability to look past some things. And, you often hear me say, irregardless of what a person do, I'm like, what, they not a bad person, but they just dealing with some things. July the 15th, come on through there. Happy early birthday, in case I don't see you then. But, and I often say, we're talking to people, and, in my age and around that age group, and things of that nature, there's a lot of hurt. And I understand. And I always say, like, listen, I do understand that it hurts, but I also understand that hurt don't have to be hurt. That hurt can be purposed if you allow it. We are sitting here and we being bitter, because when you sit around hurting and you being bitter and you're allowing this thing to fluster in your heart, you're gonna be messing up some opportunities out there. You're gonna be messing up relationships. You're gonna be messing up the opportunities to be loved, to be cared for, and all those things that come within it. So we're gonna have to heal some spaces. coming from the space where my childhood was abuse. When I talk about it and I tell the story, I don't even like people to say, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." No, be good. I'm good because I'm good with it. Why? Because I learned from it. I saw when the enemy was trying to throw some little wrenches in there to do some things. I saw what God was building me up. I can't be mad at that when He has brought me through so much. There's no need. I survived it. You know what I'm saying? I survived it. I hear a lot of people, and I think it's just the mindset, even being a single mother, like it was hard, baby. Let me tell you, hey, baby, I'm so glad I'm almost done with that, baby. I love these children. I love these babies, baby. These two I got, I am grateful, but it wasn't hard. I mean, it wasn't the easiest. I think more on the emotional because I had to stand in faith. So it's hard when we make it hard. When we don't partner with the right place, with the right person, baby, that's where it's really going to tear us up on the inside. But I'm not going to say being a single parent is easy. But I'm also not going to dwell on the fact of being a single parent because I got things to do. I am grateful for how our life turned out because what we was taught through our life and through our storm, it just made us better. This is just the life we got. And one or two things, if you play spades, one of my things in life, sometimes I look at life as a spade game. You don't know what cards you're going to get. But the whole goal of sitting at that table is you're going to play the what out of it, right? That it just is what it is. You have one son and two grandchildren, 6 and 8. I ain't got to them grandbabies yet. I haven't got to those grandbabies yet. I'm gonna be honey when I do though. They're gonna have to call me honey. But I hadn't got to the grandbabies yet. I have a 22-year-old son and I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I need them to wait. My son tells me, because I asked him, he's independent, he stay on his own, and I asked him, do he got a girlfriend and stuff like that. And so he has this thing, like he probably conversate with people, but he say, "Mom, I can't bring nobody home unless I really, really know that I'm a rock with that person." So it's only been a couple of times. He's only 22. So of course we shouldn't have had a lot of people coming through the house, right? And we didn't. It was just two young ladies during his high school years. And one right past his high school years that he's brought to the house. And I'll ask him sometimes. he told me, he said, "Mama, don't ask about nobody you ain't seen." And so he's really, like he told me, he said he's more focused on his career. He said, "I don't have nothing to offer nobody, daughter." He said he bills a lot. He said women require. Oh, I be tickled that he said women require a lot. He said, so I don't, I just be focusing on getting my stuff together. I can't afford no woman. I can't afford no baby. I said, okay, baby, I'm glad So we ain't got to be around here messing up nobody's daughter's life. And so I am okay with that. But he said, no, he ain't ready. And this 16-year-old, she definitely, we ain't, no. Her babysitting skills ain't even worth nothing. So we ain't, but we're not, I'm grateful that her mind is on working and, her track and school and things of that nature. She's trying to graduate early, but yeah, we ain't doing no grandbabies, not right now. Now, my nephew, which I have raised, he has two babies. Now they my honey baby. They gotta be, they get to call me honey. Those they twins. Those my little baby. That's my little Tootin Tinkerbell. I just love them girls. I do. A year and 8 months. I'm going on 5 years. 2026. I've been 5 years out this thing, just building and preparing self for life. That's it. That's what I have. 5 years. 5 years. And somebody told me though, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm choosing. Back didn't I tell y'all? You got to be okay with choosing yourself. I chose myself in this time. There were some things I was still working through, healing through, building through, and there is no way if God gonna bless me to be married again, that I'm not gonna be right and ready for that person. I needed to work on me because I realized that storm that I went through, that I had to grow through, it was gonna consist of me going out that thing, not just passing through it, but actually doing some work. So I chose to work on me. I chose to choose me. That's it. Somebody had asked me, I did this little short podcast here a few years ago, and I was asked, if there was anything that I regretted in life, what was it? And to be honest, like I would say, and like I told them, I said, well, I don't have many regrets because everything I've done in life has taught me something, and I want to take that. I just choose to take that versus looking at it as, as the worst case, right? But the one thing, if I had to have a regret, the one thing I would regret is not loving myself. I see that in those moments when I was choosing everybody else and was not choosing myself, I was not loving myself. And so if I had to regret one thing, it would be not choosing me, which would have consisted of me not loving myself. I think you should be. Listen, me and my homegirl, we talk all the time. It's like, Lord, I don't think. I th- I know God don't have it for me to be single. I'm telling you, baby. For me, like I tell us, it's this thing of just learning myself. I don't think I'm so picky, but I am particular about my peace. Like I am particular about what I want. I realized that in other situations, I said yes to situations I should have been saying no to. And in the process of that, you know what I'm saying, it did hurt me. So I don't even look at it as being picky at this point, like for real. I look at it as being intentional. I'm moving with intentions, and that's just is what it is. So there are some moments, oh my goodness, it is silly out here in this space. Um, there are some moments where I've had to have some real conversations, with individuals. Some may say I'm picky because at at the big age I am, and with the age of the children that I do have, there's no need for me to be starting over talking about having nobody babies and stuff. This is my life, my time to travel, work on business, get in the community, and things of that nature. I'm not I'm not having to go into babysitting mode. That's just me. And I have people, I've had individuals that's around my age that still have, little babies. And, it's no disrespect to you and your child. I'm just telling you, I don't have the capacity. And so what I've learned is, there was a time in life that I was like, oh, well, I just gone ahead. No, I'm not. I don't have the capacity. That's not being disrespectful. I just think we both need to respect it. I had one guy say, you just want a man to lie to you. No, I want you to be honest. That way I can be honest with you. You told me you have a 1-year-old. I am 44 years old. If it ain't my grands where I can leave them with their parents and just get them when I need to, then I don't want no part of it. That's just me. I'm not being disrespectful. And I think you should honor you and your child enough to anybody comes in the space and have any type of doubt, to you just should make a decision for yourself to say that, no, this is just not going to work. So it just is what it is. It is what it is. And I think when you say a lot of some people don't care, I think a lot of people don't have the capacity because of things that they have not allowed themselves to heal. I think even as adults, and I tell people, you can see somebody on the outside and, oh, they cute and things, but I think, it's some real conversations that one or two should have before, I'm saying, going into situations like, I want to know now, it may be different for you, that I want to know what hurt you deeply. Even if you've healed from it or whatever, I want to know what that looked like, because going through life, I'm saying, and going through, sometimes we're put in positions where something may seem like a little trigger, but it's not what it's intended to be. But because of how we view life based on certain situations, then we just look at it different. So I'll just be wanting to know some things. I don't think that we take the time to really get to know a person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be with this thing of, the past is the past. Well, no, the past is the past, yes. But if we don't understand what actually took place in the past, then we're not going to understand how we're moving within the space that we're in the future. And I just think it's important. I don't need to know all the details, but I do need to know what, how life had presented itself for you. Because one, if I don't know, then I can say something or do something that I 100% just think is okay, no intent, ill intent, mean it. But I can do a thing and it actually triggers or hurt you because it's something that you've been through. You see what I'm saying? So I do think it's important that we know, but we don't take the time to really get to know a person. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up. Let me see. Hold on. So you be looking at Scorpios, signs as well. I do believe in my heart though. I be believing that like certain sign, like a Gemini, me and Gemini, we could be the greatest friends, but um It's something about our energy as a Capricorn woman, and as a Capricorn, like when you really do a research, we can be some extra people in a good way, but the way we move, Capricorns are more, structured in a lot of ways, and a lot Gemini is more, what's the word for me, the way I've looked at it and seen they're more sporadic. You know what I'm saying? It could be a balance, but it's like it takes too much work, in that space. In that space. And that's true. That is so true, Ms. Draper. It is. She was very, very bossy and mean at times. It is so true. And I think, like, even for myself, like I tell people, like, I think I feel, I don't care what nobody say, baby, I feel I'm a very attractive woman, and that's just not the outside of things. You have to know my heart posture. You have to know who I am, and if you can't be attracted to my heart, to the being of who I am, then I don't care about the physical attraction, because one day that will leave. We are not as intentional even about stepping into the space. Like, and I have, my little prayer. When I go into my prayer, I ask God to, keep me in a space. Like, I don't want to ever be lonely enough to where I feel like I have to settle for a situation that I know that He wouldn't call me into. And I remember being in those spaces where I did exactly that. And that's why I actually, have to tell myself too, like, when I look at the relationships, the marriages, and things of that nature, like, I needed to evaluate, like, where what was I? What was I really thinking? What was I really feeling about myself that allowed me into those spaces? So even moving forward now, I have to keep my energy checked. Like, I don't want to be, like I tell people, I'm not lonely. I'm definitely not. I've decided to step back into the dating space, for where I've decided to allow myself to be open to opportunities. I'm not necessarily searching. I'm waiting to attract what God would have for me. So I'm not rushing the space. And I have a lot of people that be wanting to rush. They, have a couple of conversations and they be like, what's your ring size? No, 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 no. This too soon. I feel like something that's lasting, you don't have to rush it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying take your time all for the rest of your life, just moving like a snail, but we're not gonna speed through that thing, because I need to know and make sure the postures of the heart and the intentions behind the space that we're creating is gonna be in alignment. It just is what it is. Yeah, it's just like one of those things of, and I had this guy, even with myself. And like, my friend girl, we have these conversations often, and I tell her, you know what, it is so different. It is kind of different dating and scouting out potentials when you're healed versus when you wasn't healed. And I tell myself, like, that's why I say it's not being difficult, it's being intentional, and it's being in alignment. Because when I was dealing with what I was dealing with internally, when I was battling, depression and, low self-esteem and all those things, and I allowed myself in certain spaces, my mindset was different. You know what I'm saying? It was my mindset was different. And so now it's like, it's a different, like, what I'm saying, being healed and being unhealed and dating, man, it's a whole different thing. So no, I ain't choosing, baby. I'm intentional. What you're not gonna do is shoot the cags up under me again, Tawanda. And I say Tawanda because, again, I allowed myself into those spaces. I'm just saying, my girlfriend be telling, she tells me sometimes, she say, because she's been in a relationship. They've been together. Her marriage has been in place for a few years, and I love her to death. And she said, man, I'll be so glad when we can do couples dates and stuff, because we go on cruises like all the time and stuff of that nature. And so it's just, we have where we'll go on a trip like once a year together, most definitely. She's like, I'll be glad when we can do some couple trips. I said, baby, you're just gonna have to wait. We're not gonna rush it. That's just like somebody saying, you need to hurry up and have some babies. I ain't getting too old. If it comes, it comes. But let me tell you, we gotta be able to protect each other's peace, because I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. I don't have time for it. I had somebody the other day. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, just for your own inner peace. Um, for your own inner peace. I want to go ahead and just clap. Well, I'm just gonna clap you up on that one, Mr. Mark, because That was just a decision that you made in that moment, just to choose yourself. And so, um, as you continue that journey of sobriety, as you continue that journey, I just pray that God continues to be with you and guide you, and that you get to see every day just his gratefulness over your life, and that you actually get to see yourself clearly. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a little glass of wine here and there, but as you say, drinking every day, it can kind of do something with judgment. So I just want to take a moment I just gonna clap you up, because I think that is awesome, 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 awesome. And you should every day. That it may get to the point where it may seem small. Somebody or even yourself may think, well, this is just should how life should be or whatever. No, you take every moment that you allow yourself to say yes to self. Man, that is a big thing. That is a big thing. I bet it does. I bet it does. And I'm glad you shared that this morning as well. Just for something to give me the opportunity as I go through my day and you cross mine, you know what I'm saying? I can continue to just lift you in prayer on your journey. So I think that's awesome. That is awesome. And it do, and that's in that moment too of stopping that drinking could be attached to something. I want you to do something that's very important. If you've not done it, you may have. The stopping is like great, but I want you to make sure you understand what had you there as well. It was something attached to it, and the reason I say that, because you don't want that situation to appear again and it just knock you off the horse. We're not saying that's going to happen, but I want you to be prepared, because the enemy going to come. What he does, he always try to tempt us with stuff, especially when he allow us to get in the groove of things, and then he go try to hit us with something to see if we're going to be shakeable. But I just want to declare over your life that you just remain steadfast in the faith and in the journey that God would have for you. But just make sure you travel back to see, okay, what started this, so that I can be aware of it. Because if that demon poke his head again, I want to be able to go ahead and stomp on his head. Yeah. But that is awesome, 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 awesome. There's somebody, I'm gonna get ready to close this thing up in a minute, but there is somebody that may pass through and may see this Zoom. I mean, it's live at some point of time. And I want you to just know that some days you won't feel as strong. But even in those days that you don't feel as strong, I want you to know that you can still be brave. I want you to know that you can still be brave. You're not going to feel like you have all the strength, but that has nothing to do with your bravery. So I want you to just stay on course. I want you to just ride it on out. I want you to look at that thing. You think about a bucket of, you think about a rainbow, and all the colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and all the colors, and get into the pot of gold. And when you look at the course of a rainbow, it's gonna it's gonna be a little road to travel. You're gonna have to travel some things. And I remind myself often that there's that bigger goal, that thing that I'm really working towards, the vision that God has showed me. It just looks like it's at a far distance, but I'm determined to reach the other side of it. So I want to encourage somebody that this is not your time. This is not your season to give up. This is not your season to throw in the towel. This is your time. If you need to take a break, you take a break and you ask God. And in that break that you need to be asking God, even before that break, could he partner with you? But in that moment of that break, allow yourself to sit with him so he can give you the next step, because it's doable. It's doable. It's going to be something that's going to come that make you think that it just can't happen. But the more you say it can't happen, the more you're speaking that lie over your life. So I want you to go ahead and position your mindset and know that through he, all things is possible. Y'all having an amazing day on purpose. YouTube, TikTok, hold on with me, but YouTube, have an amazing day on purpose. I just want you to know that whatever it is, whatever it looks like, you made it through today. That means that your story is still being written. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. And you give yourself permission today to choose you.